Are you planning to get started with or to get more value from Microsoft 365 Copilot this year? For businesses using Microsoft 365, Copilot remains my strong recommendation for your first footsteps into AI transformation. But planning for and making this investment requires more effort than just buying a few licenses. There's a lot to understand, plan for, and implement to truly get the best from this amazing set of products. So in this video, I'm going to give you a whirlwind tour of getting started with Microsoft 365 Copilot, the preparation, the capabilities, the compliance considerations, and everything else to give you the best possible outcomes as it stands in 2025. But first, a quick introduction. My name is Nick DeCourcy. I'm the owner of Bright Ideas Agency, a digital transformation consulting company focused on helping smaller businesses get the best from AI. Check out the links below if you're interested in learning more about me or my services. The last few months have seen significant updates to the licensing options for Microsoft 365 Copilot, which were previously fairly restrictive. You can now buy Copilot if you have a prerequisite license that includes all Microsoft 365 Business and Enterprise tiers alongside a range of other M365 license types, and choose to commit either to a 12-month upfront billing or month-to-month with a year's commitment for a slightly increased total fee. At the time of recording, there are also some discounts available for Copilot, even to small businesses buying licenses directly through the M365 admin portal. Choosing who gets Copilot licenses is important, as the product fits different types of work better than others. In general, unless you're a really small organisation, you want to start with a phased rollout where you target one type of role or one department to learn about Microsoft 365 Copilot and test it out for your organisation first. This will give you insights in how Copilot works for your processes and your data, which will be a little different for every business. With free access to simple Copilot agents for all work and school accounts coming, and pay-as-you-go metered billing for scenarios where a subset of M365 Copilot features are needed, like agents that access your existing Microsoft 365 data, 2025 may well be the year it becomes possible to access much of what Copilot has to offer to infrequent users with a significantly reduced cost and complexity. More on agents later. This may also be a consideration for you when thinking about who and who doesn't need a full Microsoft 365 Copilot license. If you're a direct purchase account, then you buy your Copilot licenses in the admin center just by searching for Copilot. Be aware that it will only allow you to purchase the quantity for which you have available prerequisite licenses. However, you may not want to go ahead and buy all your licenses just yet, as there are some other prerequisites and preparation steps you might want to get in place first. By default, Microsoft 365 Copilot is able to access and refer to most of the data your user account is ordinarily able to access across Microsoft 365. Copilot uses this data to work with your requests and leverages this knowledge to make you more productive. But if it is able to access too much or too little information, its responses may not be all that helpful. We refer to the access Copilot needs as having just enough access. In the case of too much access, you might think of an example where a SharePoint site containing confidential information has been inadvertently shared with too many people. In day-to-day use, this wouldn't necessarily pose too much of a problem, although it would still be a security risk. However, with Copilot, if the overshared information was payroll data and you ask Copilot for a related question, it might just turn it up. The right sizing of data access is an important preparation step. Microsoft has built tools like restricted SharePoint search that let you create and allow list of OK to use SharePoint sites while you fix oversharing issues. And now SharePoint Advanced Management will be coming to Microsoft 365 Copilot licensed users to give you even more control. However, it's important to remember that Copilot isn't creating any of these issues, just highlighting them, and having suitable controls in place is ideal whether or not your concern is about Copilot's access. On the flip side, you also need to make sure the data available is what is needed to do the job you want Copilot to help with. If the price list your workers need to refer to is hanging on their cubicle wall instead of inside Microsoft 365, this won't be helpful to Copilot either, nor if your files are a mess of different versions showing iterative changes in the same content. If it's not clear to Copilot what the final usable version of some data is, it may just reference the wrong one. Just enough access is a concept that is not just about restricting access, but also ensuring enough access is given to Copilot for it to be able to do a good job. Since its launch, Microsoft 365 Copilot has expanded to give it a valuable place in nearly every Microsoft 365 app or service. However, just like all Microsoft 365 features, what is most useful to you will ultimately come down to what the work is you're trying to do and what tools you generally use to do that work. Most users will not use Copilot equally across the suite. The central hub for using Copilot is really BizChat. This is where, arguably, the largest number of Copilot's common features come together, and is where many users establish their base camp for working with Copilot. BizChat is available on the web, in Teams, and in a slightly scaled-back version in Outlook. If you're familiar with ChatGPT or other AI chat services, even the free version of Copilot, then BizChat will be the most familiar interface. What you can do in BizChat, though, that you can't do in those other services, is use Context IQ to directly reference your Microsoft 365 hosted data, including files, emails, chats, and meeting transcripts. In addition, because Copilot is able to ground any chat on your Microsoft 365 content, your dialogue with Copilot is always usefully enhanced by relevant contextual data. Across Microsoft 365, you could use the Copilot sidecar for similar chat experiences, although the capabilities of broader Microsoft 365 referencing vary depending on the app. There are also a number of contextual Copilot experiences that are specific to apps, such as the text creation capability of Copilot in Word, or the slide deck narrative builder available in Copilot in PowerPoint. Microsoft has a bunch of really useful resources to help you understand how to get the best from Copilot, such as these Copilot user personas. The Copilot adoption website is a fantastic resource and is linked below. Every technology comes with risks, and as part of your adoption of a tool like Copilot, either personally or as a business, it's important to understand these risks in order to mitigate them and keep you and your organisation safe. By far the most significant emerging risk of the AI age is shadow AI, or the concept that individuals across your organisation might sign up for a variety of non-company sanctioned AI tools and inadvertently share proprietary information with services that don't keep that data safe, or even use it for their own gain by training their AI on it. Microsoft doesn't use your data in your Microsoft 365 tenant or that you share with Copilot for their own purposes. Your data remains your data, and the compliance standards Microsoft tools allow you to put in place extend around its AI services. This is one of the key reasons a planned and managed Copilot adoption that promotes the use of these solutions is essential for your business. However, generative AI also comes with other inherent risks. Just as driving a car can never be 100% safe, but as a society we adopt road rules and training standards to make it as safe as possible, AI exposes risks that we must manage to make our use as safe as possible. Because of the way generative AI works, by predicting answers based on extensive training rather than true subject matter expertise, there is the potential for error, also known as hallucination. We must understand how to manage AI error, what the human-AI partnership should ideally look like, and how to use AI responsibly. Other issues like bias or poisoned contextual data generating malicious outputs also need to be considered. This topic is far beyond what can be covered in this short video, but the essential takeaway is that AI does come with risks, and like any risk in your business, you must manage it. I have put together a training course, Responsible AI for Business Users, that you can take on demand that covers much of this topic. A link is below in the description. If you're finding this video useful, it would be great if you'd hit the like button, and perhaps leave a comment to help it get in front of more interested people. Also, if you'd like to see more like this, please do subscribe to the channel. Last, for this video in particular, if there's a leader in your organisation that could benefit from understanding a little more about Microsoft 365 Copilot adoption, consider sharing the video with them. Whereas generalised AI chats like ChatGPT were amazing in 2022, over the subsequent years it's become clear that more focused and specifically tailored experiences are generally more optimal to getting real work done with AI. Luckily, when choosing Microsoft 365 Copilot, you have chosen what, in my opinion, is the best integrated AI ecosystem for extending and tailoring your AI tools to your specific business needs. If you think of Copilot as a generalized foundation that gives you access to AI-based understanding and reasoning and technology to orchestrate the flow of contextual reference data between you, your Microsoft 365 files, and the AI, then agents are a framework that lets you build on that foundation to focus in on specific knowledge or skills, such as interfacing with another piece of software, to enable the completion of a task or a group of tasks. An agent combines together a set of ingredients, natural language instructions about what it should do and how it should do it, specific knowledge, which can include Microsoft 365 files or access to external systems through Azure services or tooling known as graph connectors, skills such as the ability to read and write information to an external system using its API, and prompt starters to help end users make effective use of the agent. These can get fairly complex and technical, but at a basic level, any user of Microsoft 365 Copilot can create an agent using the inbuilt Agent Builder experience in BizChat. It's also super easy to build agents in SharePoint, referencing specific files or folders. Much of this extensibility capability comes for free with M365 Copilot. However, Microsoft has also recently announced that agents are going to come to all users with access to the free version of Copilot. Basic agents will be free, and those that require more sophistication will be able to be used on a pay-as-you-go basis. This is amazing, as it means you can bring a subset of Microsoft 365 Copilot capabilities to all users and gain huge extra benefit from your investment in Copilot extensibility without having to license users who might only gain value from certain aspects of that work. I'll drop a couple of links down below to videos I've made specific to this tooling, but your takeaway should be that extensibility and agents are increasingly becoming the place where Copilot will demonstrate its maximum value to the unique things you do in your business. Getting the best from your investment in Copilot, whether that's just the time you're investing as an individual user or your costs in purchasing and rolling out the product as a business, really comes down to the adoption journey you map out and how well you support it. Utilising generative AI to its best requires developing new skills, learning how to prompt Copilot effectively, understanding how to use AI responsibly and safely, and committing to developing the habit or muscle memory of using these tools. For many organisations, long-term success will also depend on committing to other aspects of modern work, such as better approaches to using OneDrive and SharePoint for file storage, applying helpful retention and other compliance policies, and normalising the use of capabilities such as meeting recording in Teams to maximise the data Copilot has access to. This is a process that is much more about the journey than a single destination, and like all technology, AI isn't the answer to everything and will not work well in a vacuum where other connected needs are not well managed or prioritised. Microsoft's adoption resources for Copilot are a rich source of inspiration and actionable steps to help you get the best from the product. Ensuring your rollout of Copilot is well supported, both in leadership and your technical team, is vital. In general, I've found most SME technical teams, even those outsourced through MSPs, need at least some support to fully understand the impact of rolling out Copilot, how to manage it, and the associated needs around just enough access. However, every situation is different. Leadership teams benefit from dedicated workshops to understand Copilot and how to manage its impact on users, and the first-line supervisors with team members getting Copilot licenses benefit from support too. Microsoft's adoption websites gives you most of the resources you need, but if you need help with this, head on over to my website, there's a link in the description, to find out about the services I offer to kickstart your adoption journey. Last, it is also important to stay on top of what's changing. Copilot is an incredibly rapidly evolving product, and that pace is unlikely to slow down anytime soon. Ensuring you are getting the best from it isn't about using every single feature, but connecting what you aim to achieve with those aspects of your tools that enable you to do those things. A willingness to explore and to be excited by the new is important to success. What are your top tips for adopting and being successful with Microsoft 365 Copilot? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching through to the end. Until the next video, bye bye.